What's up, mi gente? Are you looking for mentorship and the place to secure the big bag? Have you ever watched me here on the Banking on Cultura podcast and thought to yourself, you know what? I want to work with Victoria Jenn. Or maybe you thought to yourself, I want to be a part of her network of badass women and entrepreneurs. Well, guess what? You absolutely can. Join me this November 15th through the 16th in the heart of New York City for my 7th annual Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit. Let's face it, so many of us are tired, burnt out, ready to throw in the towel, honey, and quite frankly, we want to dedicate ourselves to the soft life. But what if there was a way for us to achieve both time and financial freedom and also have a healthy, well-balanced life? What if you could secure the big bag, build a business that fuels you versus drains you, as well as build a solid network of business besties who want to support and motivate you while also centering self? This summit is the premier destination for the latest marketing, sales, and AI tools that can 10x your business while also nurturing your well-being. Learn from top experts from both business and wellness, including executives from the corporate sector, so that you can explore corporate-level opportunities that can elevate your business to new heights. Ensuring you're not just prepared, but fully equipped to dominate in 2025 and beyond. This is your opportunity for your business to thrive while you do too. Head over to securethebigbag.com to check out the agenda and all the heavy hitters that will be in the building. I cannot wait to see you in New York City, mi gente. It's go time. Are you planning to make money? Are you looking to build community? What is the purpose behind the event? You need to be thinking about, how can I make money here? You had the opportunity to actually have someone else pay for your event. Why wouldn't you pursue that? There is money that you can leverage, all right? It's just a matter of you getting educated on how to leverage that money. If you're yearning for community, you feel alone, you feel stuck, you feel like you're spiraling, you feel like a hamster on a wheel, then you need to shift your behavior and do something different. Events are not meant to be kiki. They're not meant to be something that you do just for fun. The fun is gonna wear out very quickly because they require so much work. What's up, mi gente? Welcome back to Banking on Cultura. I am your host, Victoria Jenn Rodriguez. And on this show, we talk about all things entrepreneurship, our Latinidad, the complexity, the vibrancy, and of course, some bonchinche in between. So some bonchinche for you. My guest today actually canceled on me. And so I had to improvise and bring you another solo episode. I really like solo episodes though, because it's my opportunity to connect with you guys and also to just give you some behind the scenes of what's going on in my world. So right now, I am planning for the Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit going down in New York City, November 15th through the 16th. And y'all, this event is taking up all my time. It is a little overwhelming. It is also very exciting. You know, my main purpose in life is to get more money in the hands of women. And this event really allows me to do that, right? Because it shows women how to secure the big bag without a 9-to-5, without a job, a boss, a colleague having to recognize their worth, and without allowing self-doubt to hold them back. And it's important for women to understand how to actually generate income without relying on a job. It is a skill set that once you master, and anything in order for you to master, you actually have to put in your reps, right? You got to do the training in order to make it happen. But once you find the formula and you develop this skill set, it will continue to pay you dividends triple-fold. And I'm even more passionate about it because I literally am an example of it, right? So 7 years ago is when I left the corporate sector after being there for 15 years. And have been making 6 figures plus ever since, right? So I know it's possible. And I know it's very possible for Latinas in particular. And so I got a lot of questions about how to go about putting on an event. What does it really take? What does this entail? So I wanted to give you some background on how I was thinking about putting together this summit. This is our 7th annual summit. And I've learned a lot over the last 7 years putting on an event of this caliber. And I would love to share with you some strategies and tips and things you should be looking out for, especially if you want to host an event. I know retreats are very popular right now, and you just want to bring people together. I want to break down for you what it really takes, because I think that folks are not really aware of the magnitude and the commitment that is required in order to have a super, super successful event. Now, I'm going to be speaking to an event that draws in anywhere between 100 people to 5,000 people. Those are the type of strategies that I'm going to share with you today. If you want to host an event that is a much smaller group of people, like 10, 20, 30, some of the strategies will be applicable, but many of them won't be, right? Because I'm all about making sure that we think big and we think grand, and also being very strategic in terms of what is the ROI we're getting from this event, which is actually my first tip that I want to offer to you guys is before you decide that you're going to host any event, I want you to really ask yourself why. What is the purpose behind this? And if you're a business owner, or if you are using this as a bridge to become a business owner, it's really important for you to understand your why. Nobody has time to waste out here. And your time is one of your most valuable assets, right? And so we need to make sure that whatever you commit to doing, because you are so powerful, your thought leadership, your ideas, your creativity, your connections, the money that you're going to pour into something like this, all of that matters. Because if you decide to commit to host an event, it will take away from other things that you are working on. And so it's important for you to be very clear on what is that why, especially when things begin to hit the fan, because it will begin to get very tough for you in an environment where it is unclear of your why, because you're going to be pulled in multiple directions. So let's get into some of these strategies. So what is the purpose of the event? Super, super important. Are you planning to make money? Are you looking to build community? What is the purpose behind the event? And most importantly, why would somebody want to attend your event? What are they going to get out of it? What is the ROI? And really speaking to that ROI, right? So for the Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit, the ROI is for any entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, current entrepreneur, you are going to learn so many tangible strategies to help you make money going into the end of 2024 into 2025. That is the real purpose behind this event. It is to teach you how to 10x your income while you are nurturing your well-being, right? So you're going to get business strategy on how to make the coins, right? And you're going to get the wellness strategy on how to do this in such a way where you don't lose your sanity and you don't burn out, right? Which is really important. We don't want you to burn out. And right now we're very much in a burnout culture, and it is impacting our mental health. In fact, 72% of entrepreneurs and professionals are struggling with a mental health issue right now. We tired, y'all. We burnt out. The world seems like it's going to shit every other second. This election, the economy, what's going on with Diddy. Like all these things are happening all at the same time and driving our fatigue. So it's important for us to have the strategies in place to understand how do we manage in times of despair or in times of high pressure. How do we make sure that we are prioritizing our health so that when we're going after the bag, we are also prioritizing ourselves in that process, which is very, very important. Or else we're going to be tired, we want to give up, and we're like, get somebody else to do it, and you're going to give up on your dreams because it's too hard. All right. So very clear. What are the results? What are the tangible takeaways, right? So for me, 10x business opportunity to prioritize your wellness, also the community, the network that's going to be in the building, right? You're going to meet executives, corporate level executives that can actually write you checks, right? So it's your opportunity to plant seeds, to build relationships. Community. Super important when you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur can be very lonely, especially if you're the only one, especially if you're the first one, especially if you're in a space where not everybody understands what you are going through because they chose the 9-to-5 life, which is totally fine, but they will never understand. I always like to compare it to pregnancy and having a baby. Like men will never understand that. because they will never have the opportunity to get pregnant, right? So it's very difficult for them to understand. They can have compassion, they can have empathy, they can have some level of understanding, but they will never truly know what it is required and what it takes. Same thing with entrepreneurship. If you are not speaking to someone who is in the trenches, if you are not speaking to someone who is on the same wavelength as you, who has made something from nothing, it's going to be very difficult to get people to actually get on board with what you are doing. All right, so very clear ROIs for why you need to go to securethebigbag.com and get your ticket, okay? So that's how clear you need to be on the ROI of whatever event that you are putting together, all right? Next is I want you to pay attention to your budget. If you're trying to put an event on of a certain caliber, a healthy budget to think about is anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000. At this level, with being scrappy, leveraging relationships, you can actually put on a kick-ass event. It will not be an event with all the whistles where you have major production and this stage that freaking has fire that goes up when new people step out. Like, that is going to cost way more. But to have impact, for it to look cute, for it to be a vibe, for there to be an energy in the space, and you being scrappy, meaning you are negotiating your ass off with every vendor, with every venue, with every person that you're collaborating with, you can get by with 20 to 25K, all right? Now, within that 20 to 25K, you're going to also budget for your event planner. Event planners can run anywhere between $5,000 to $20,000, really, depending on their level of experience and also the level of event that you are putting on. So I like to throw numbers out there just to really set the tone for you guys and for you to realistically think about what will it take in order for you to put on an event that has real impact, that is going to give you credibility, that is going to really showcase your brand in a positive way, all right? So event planner, 5 to 20K. Now, why do you need an event planner? And what do they cover? So event planners, they are handling the administration of the event. They are handling the logistics of the event. They are having conversations with vendors. They are getting goodies for your goodie bags. They are citing venues on your behalf. They are reaching out to speakers, making sure speakers understand what time they need to be there, where they need to be. They have the contact information for speakers. They essentially are your number two in this event planning process and your liaison to whoever you are collaborating with on this event. So an event planner is extremely, extremely important so that you don't go crazy and that you don't get lost in the details of it all, because there's so many details that go into event planning. So you need someone who can take work off of your plate so you can focus on actually getting butts in seats to the event, right? Because you're the spokesperson for your event. You got to make sure that you are marketing that bad boy and allowing other people to play up their skill set so that you can do what you do best, okay? So
what's up, mi gente? Are you looking for mentorship and the place to secure the big bag? Have you ever watched me here on the Banking on Cultura podcast and thought to yourself, you know what? I want to work with Victoria Jenn. Or maybe you thought to yourself, I want to be a part of her network of badass women and entrepreneurs. Well, guess what? You absolutely can. Join me this November 15th through the 16th in the heart of New York City for my 7th annual Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit. Let's face it, so many of us are tired, burnt out, ready to throw in the towel, honey, and quite frankly, we want to dedicate ourselves to the soft life. But what if there was a way for us to achieve both time and financial freedom and also have a healthy, well-balanced life? What if you could secure the big bag, build a business that fuels you versus drains you, as well as build a solid network of business besties who want to support and motivate you while also centering self? This summit is the premier destination for the latest marketing, sales, and AI tools that can 10x your business while also nurturing your well-being. Learn from top experts from both business and wellness, including executives from the corporate sector, so that you can explore corporate-level opportunities that can elevate your business to new heights. Ensuring you're not just prepared, but fully equipped to dominate in 2025 and beyond.
This is your opportunity for your business to thrive while you do too. Head over to securethebigbags.com to check out the agenda and all the heavy hitters that will be in the building. I cannot wait to see you in New York City, mi gente. It's go time. We covered what an event planner is responsible for. Now, let's talk about getting sponsors, because I love talking about how to raise money for events, because a lot of y'all are using your own money to put on events. Now, there's controversy around this, right? Some people are so passionate about putting on their own event that they don't care. They're ready to bootstrap it. They're ready to make their own investment. And if that's you, amazing. Incredible. But if you had the opportunity to actually have someone else pay for your event, why wouldn't you pursue that? I'm all about leveraging other people's money. That is my vibe, okay? OPM, other people's money, is how the Blanquitos do it, and you should do it as well. You should not be using your own money to launch a new product, to start a business, to bring an idea to fruition, to host an event, because there is money that you can leverage, all right? It's just a matter of you getting educated on how to leverage that money, all right? So, sponsorships. How do you find sponsors for your event? First step is thinking about, now that you know your why for the event, the programming for the event you've identified, the theme for the event, you know what that is as well, the outcome, right, of what people are going to get from this event. Then you need to start identifying, okay, given all of those things, what brands are aligned with that? So for example, the Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit, I want to work with brands who want to get in front of entrepreneurs. I want to work with brands who want to support entrepreneurs, right? I want to work with brands who are aligned to wellness, right? And women's health, because that is the theme of our event. And therefore it makes sense for us to partner, right? Because when somebody sponsors something for you or any collaboration, you always need to keep in mind, okay, what's in it for them? Because if you're clear on what's in it for them, you're more likely to get a yes. And the relationship makes sense, right? Because every relationship should be beneficial. Why would somebody sponsor your event if they're not getting any ROI from it? It just doesn't make sense, right? So you need to make sure that there is real ROI so that when you ask someone to sponsor the event, it's an easy yes for them, okay? So identifying those brands where there is alignment. Now, where do you find the brands, right? Obviously, you're going to go online, you're going to go on their website, and you're going to see what it is that they're interested in. What are they talking about? Whatever is on their homepage is usually what they are trying to push, right? So you want to make sure that you are pushing that and getting it and using that as leverage when you are about to pitch a brand, because they're literally telling you, hey, this is what's important to us in this season. And if you can help them 10x that or bring that to the next level, you're more likely going to get a yes. Plus, this is about you doing your due diligence on the brand. So you have to go to the site, right? You have to get a feel and a vibe of what it is that they're focused on and what do they care about. That's one way to see if there's actually going to be an opportunity to partner. Once you've identified, okay, no, this makes sense. Like this brand wants to be involved in this because I can really help them, right? Get a product out, build their brand, help their employees, whatever it is that you are offering. All right. So you've identified there's an opportunity. Now you need to go to where they are, like where are the decision makers so that I can go directly to them to ask them or to really educate them on what this event is about, let them know what is in it for them, and hopefully get some money. So the way that you find that is you see what they are sponsoring currently. What events are they at? What conferences are they attending? Because you know that if they're attending those conferences that's similar to your event, you know that they care about it, right? And you also know that reps from the brand is going to be there because they sponsored the event. So of course they're gonna have their people in the building, right? So that's a good hack for you to get in front of decision makers. Identify what they are sponsoring and go, right? And go. I cannot drive home how important it is for y'all to go outside. You need to go outside. You need to shake hands. You need to engage with people. You need to meet people where they are. So if you're yearning for community, you feel alone, you feel stuck, you feel like you're spiraling, you feel like a hamster on a wheel, then you need to shift your behavior and do something different. And normally, the most simple thing that you can do is to go outside. Go be around new energy. Insert yourself in environments that is going to help you get your mind off things, that is going to give you a new idea, that is going to inspire you, that is going to make you feel alive. Light the fire under your ass, right? You need to go outside, okay? So go where the sponsors are, go where they are showing up, and you're setting yourself up for success. Another way to get in front of brands is to request info sessions. So you're going to go on LinkedIn and you're going to start reaching out to people directly. You're going to go on Instagram and you're going to start reaching out to people directly. I cannot tell you how many people respond. People respond, okay? Now, the easiest way to get people to respond is make sure that whatever profile you are reaching out from, that it looks legit. Right? And it looks impressive, because that's only going to increase the likelihood of someone responding. If you reach out to someone on LinkedIn and you don't have a headshot picture, or you don't have your bio built out, or you don't have any of your experiences listed, or you haven't posted in decades, they're going to think you're a bot, right? They're not even going to think that you're a real person. So it's important for you to make sure that before you reach out to anyone, that you are representing yourself well, because all that's going to do is just increase the probability of them responding to you, okay? Now, when you get a response, because you're going to say, hey, I am hosting an event that I think you will be interested in. I see that you are focused on XYZ, right? Because you did your due diligence. You went to the website. You did some research on them. You see what's important to them. And this opportunity is very much aligned to bringing those objectives to the forefront. Do you have 11 minutes where I can tell you a little bit more about this opportunity and see if it makes sense for us to collaborate? Simple, right? So you're going to do that over and over and over again. And reach out to as many people as possible. Why 11 minutes? 11 minutes is going to get someone's attention much faster versus asking for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, right? Because executives, they got ADD. They don't got the time, honey. They're being pulled in so many different directions, and you want to make it super, super easy for someone to give you their time. And 11 minutes goes like that. Right? 11 minutes. Someone can spare 11 minutes, right? 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You doing too much. I don't even know you. But 11 minutes, you might be able to have some real traction there. All right. So that is a hack that I want you guys to start using, and then tell me if it actually works for you guys. All right. Now, once you get on the call with these people, they are essentially info interviews. So before you start selling, before you start pitching, the purpose of this conversation is for you to get more information, right? That's why it's called an info session. You want to get more information. Informational interview means I want to get some information from you. Now, the reason why you want to get information is because you're going to use that information to then pitch them on why they should sponsor your event. So some questions that you can ask is, hey, I see on your website that you guys are really pushing XYZ product. What market are you trying to get in front of? Can you tell me a little bit more? Because I think I have the audience for you. Interesting. Okay, they start talking, they start telling you. They probably give you more details than what the answer requires, which is what you want, right? Another question you can ask them is, great, I saw that you have invested in XYZ conference, events, experience, etc. Do you know why the organization decided to sponsor that event? And hopefully they do, because then you're going to get even more intel. And if they're like, oh, you know what, this is actually not my arena, what you can say is, after you build the business case as to why it makes sense for the brand to be interested in sponsoring you, you can then ask as a next step, hey, would you be open to introducing me to the person who would know the answer as to why you guys are investing in certain experiences over others? Because that intel is going to be so significant for you to build out your pitch to them. Because now you know what's important. You know what they're investing in. And most importantly, you know why, right? Because the why is what is going to help you get a partnership with them, okay? Hope that makes sense. So now that I've shared purpose of the event, why is super important, what are people going to get out of it, your budget, right? What you should be thinking about in terms of numbers, event planner, what an event planner should focus on. I want you to think about your sponsors, how you go and recruit your sponsors. Now, we started our sponsorship at $5K, $5 to $50K. So everyone that came to partner with us, at a minimum, they're giving us $5K. Now, the reason why I had those numbers is because I know how much the event costs, and I need these sponsorships to help me make this event successful. So it needs to be within that frame. Now, let's go deeper into money, because you guys know I love talking about this. So now that you know the purpose of the event and your why behind it, I want you to really think about, what are you going to sell at the event? What are you going to sell? What are you going to sell at the event that is complimentary so that people continue to work with you? So not only did they make the investment in coming to the experience, but what else can you offer them that will help with their learning, that will keep them accountable, that would add even more value, that will have even more impact? Because you can then loop that into your budget as well, right? So if you know it costs $15,000 to actually execute the event, but you want to make a profit of $50,000, then what do you need to sell? What price do you need to set it at in order for you to make the $50,000? Make sense? So events are not meant to be kiki. They're not meant to be something that you do just for fun. The fun is going to wear out very quickly because they require so much work and to actually curate a real experience for people. So the fun and the excitement is going to run out real quick once it gets time to execution. So we cannot think of the events that we are hosting as just a kiki. If you want to do just a kiki, then it needs to be smaller. It needs to be way more intimate, right? 10, 20 people tops. Because then that doesn't require such a super heavy lift versus 100 people at an event, 2,000 people at an event, 10,000 people at an event, and beyond, right? So we got to have strategy behind the event, and there needs to be intentionality behind the event. And the only reason why you would host an event at this caliber is to make money. It's a revenue stream for you. It's an opportunity for you to build community, right? It's, of course, an opportunity for you to give real value, for you to kick real game, for you to change lives, and all of that jazz. But you need to be thinking about, how can I make money here? How can I make money here? That's super important, right? Is it from the ticket sales? Are you raising enough money so you're actually able to take some money home? Or are you selling a product at the event, right? Are you having vendors? Are vendors paying you to sell their products at the event, right? Really thinking about all the ways you can make money from the event, because then it makes sense, right? Then it makes sense for you to put in the thought equity. Then it makes sense for you to put in the time. It makes sense for you to possibly use your own money. It makes sense for you to use your thought leadership. It makes sense for you to leverage your partnerships, right? Because you're actually making money, okay? One more thing I want to mention here is, depending on who you want to speak at your event, right? If you have speakers at your event, if that is how you want to handle it, are you paying your speakers? If so, how much are you paying your speakers? If you can't pay them, what are you offering them in return, right? Again, every relationship, what is the ROI for them? Why should they support you, right? So you need to think all of these things through so that when you go into this and you fully commit, you're very clear on what it takes. Let's go into more detail about what it takes, all right? So I started planning for this event since Q1 of 2024. And I would say that it really picked up mid-summer, towards the end of the summer. That's when things really kicked up, right? So in terms of how much time you're going to have to commit to putting together an event, you're looking at a minimum of 6 to 7 months. 6 to 7 months for you to do it the right way. Can you do it in less time than that? Yes, absolutely. Are you going to want to pull your hair out? Yes, absolutely. Are you going to say to yourself, why Why am I doing this? Why did I commit to this? Yes, absolutely. My first event, first woman's event, I planned in 2 months. So it's possible. It's not that it's not possible. But why put that additional pressure on yourself? Give yourself time to think. Give yourself time to build things out so you're not waiting until the last minute. So 6 to 7 months lead time is what you need, okay? On average, to put together an event, okay? That is about 100 to 200 people. Once you go beyond that, you need much longer than that, for sure. And you also need to have an event planner that you're going to pay a lot of money for so that they can manage the logistics of an event beyond that, okay? But we're talking on average 100 to 200 people, 6 to 7 months. If you want to go beyond that, you're definitely looking at a year or more if it's more people than that, okay? Also, I want you to really prepare yourself to know that you're going to work your ass off. Even if you have an event planner, even if you have a team making your graphics and all of that, you're still going to work your ass off because remember, you are the main seller of your event. You are the face of your event. You are the marketer of your event. All right. You are the one that's going out and shaking hands and getting people excited and inviting them to come to this event. So you're going to be spending a lot of time outside, especially as you get near the date, because your goal is to sell it out, right? That's the season I'm in right now. Like I'm outside. I'm going to every event. I'm shaking every hand. I'm letting people know this event exists. I'm going live more frequently. I'm posting more frequently. It's go time, right? So you're going to spend a lot of time on this event, even if you have support. So I would think about this, that if you're planning this out 6 to 7 months in advance, you're looking at spending at least 5 hours a week on getting this together. And as you get closer to the event, you're looking at this almost becoming like a full-time job for you. Like right now, my main focus is the summit. Of course, I'm still dropping the podcast every week. I'm still recording. I'm still coaching my clients. I'm still consulting. I'm also still pitching corporate clients, right? I'm still raising money for this event. You never stop. You never stop raising money for the event, even up until literally the day before the event. You never stop raising money for the event, okay? So I'm doing that. Also, it's Q4. So I am also pitching organizations to hire me in 2025, right? So even though the summit is taking the majority of my time, I would say if I'm working, well, now I'm like at 60 hours a week. That's where I'm at right now, right? Because it's go time. It's the final hour, right? So I would say 15 hours is spent on doing all the other things that are in my business model, and the remaining hours are just focused on the summit. So that's how I want you to think about it. As you get closer and closer to the event, you're going to spend more and more time on the event. Okay, so prepare yourself. Also prepare yourself for heavy marketing. You're going to be on, like you are going to live and breathe. Guys, I go to sleep thinking about the summit. I wake up thinking about the summit. I take a shower thinking about the summit. I'm on the train sending emails on the summit. In between my meetings, I'm thinking about the summit. Like it literally will consume your life because you care, right? You care about the experience. You care that people are using their hard-earned money, investing in you, believing in you, right? To make this a truly transformational experience. And so it's all you're going to think about. It's literally going to consume you. And you want that because that means that you're just going to show up that much better and you're going to perform. Again, this is all about preparing you, not to scare you, not to deter you from hosting an event, but preparation is key. And the more you know ahead of time on how to prepare, what to expect, the more successful you will be and the less heartache you will have, the less stress you will have, the less anxiety you will have. But trust and believe your to-do list is going to be long, okay? Especially in the final stretch leading up to the event. I also want you to prioritize collaboration when you are event planning. Like, yes, you are the marketer. Yes, you are selling this bad boy. Yes, you're shaking the hands, but you also want to partner with people so that they can help you, market the event. So who in your network can you do a live with? Who in your network has a community and they will let you speak in front of their community? Who in your network can make strategic introductions for you to get a sponsorship, right? Collaboration is everything when you are putting on an event. Now, I want to drive home a key point here that yes, you need people to show up for you when you are hosting an event. So what does that mean? That means when they have stuff going on, you have to show up for them. You have to volunteer. You have to make introductions for you, right? The relationship needs to be beneficial, again, on both sides. So yes, things heighten when your event is coming up and you are very focused on people doing favors for you and people, showing up for you and taking care of you. But that only happens. People only show up for you if you have proven yourself that you are worthy of them showing up for you, meaning you have done something for them, right? You have come through for them in a clutch, right? You have taken your position as a partner in that relationship seriously, where you have gone out of your way to make their lives easier. That will help you and go a long way. So when it's time for your stuff, of course they're going to help you because you have showed up for them before that. So that is a really great takeaway for you guys, is when you are planning for something major, you need to think about how you're going to serve. How you are going to serve, because who you serve in that moment will then show up for you later on, right? That is the hope. That is positive thinking. Obviously, there's going to be some rotten apples and they're not going to do that. And that's okay. You never show up for them again, right? But you're going in with a very optimistic approach, like, hey, I'm going to make this happen. Therefore, I'm going to serve generously so that when it's my turn, they come through. Right? So that's how you need to think about your relationships and who you are choosing to serve, who you are choosing to support, because you will need them to support you at some point. All right. So I already covered that it's a lot of work. I already covered it's a lot of long hours. I'm looking at my notes here. I already covered that it's heavy marketing. Collaboration is key. So that is enough for you guys to get this party started if posting an event is your goal and desire. If you have any more questions about event planning, put it in the comments so that I can read them and do another episode to answer some of those questions, all right? But this should be enough to get the party started and to have you thinking strategically about events and how you are going to show up for these events. Let's see, is there anything else I want to add here? So I would say I would like to leave you guys with doing anything that you've never done before is really scary. Stepping into a new environment is really scary. Creating something from nothing is really scary. Taking an idea from your head and putting out to the public for them to perceive it in any way they wish is really scary. And those emotions are going to follow you throughout the journey of you putting on your event, you putting out a new product, you starting a business, you doing anything that requires courage and bravery is going to scare the hell out of you. But we can't allow the things that instill fear in us to keep us stuck, right? Or to keep us comfortable. We need to use fear as a signal, as a sign that perhaps this is a direction that I should pursue. Perhaps this is something that I should double down on because it's making me uncomfortable. And I know when something makes me uncomfortable, I grow, right? I succeed when something makes me uncomfortable. So I only win. So perhaps I should double down on this right now. One of my mentors, Pilar Avilar, shared with me one time. She said, you know what, V? In order to be fearless, you actually need to be fearful. Literally, the word fear is in fearless. And I said, And she continued on. And she said, there's nothing that you're going to be able to accomplish that's badass, that is dope as hell, that is going to have impact, that is going to move the needle, that is going to transform, that is going to bring you joy, that is going to give you purpose, unless fear is a part of the equation. So the idea that you are not going to be scared is actually very naive. And it is doing you a disservice. So the way to think about fear is to reposition it and say, you know what? I actually need to be scared. I need to be fearful. Because if I'm scared and if I'm fearful, that means that I'm going to get something out of this experience. Whether that's learning lessons, whether that's money, brand elevation, more clients coming your way, you getting access to a new network, whatever it is. The fear is the signal that, okay, it's about to pop off. Like, I'm about to graduate to the next level of me. So I challenge you to not think about fear as an Achilles heel, but think about fear as a propeller. And think about fear as your solution to the answers you are seeking, to the goals you are trying to achieve, to the momentum you are trying to create. Fear is the root of it all. Because without fear, you're living too small. Your dreams are too small. You're not thinking big enough. You're not pushing yourself enough. You're not coloring outside the lines. You're not making yourself uncomfortable, right? And therefore, you will never go beyond, or rather go above and beyond, than what has been served to you, than what has already come easy to you. You will always remain in that space of receiving instead of creating, instead of thriving, instead of leading, instead of actually living the life that you wish you did. Food for thought. I hope that landed well with you guys. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section. And don't forget to grab your seat to the Secure the Big Bag and Wellness Summit going down in New York City, the 15th through the 16th this November. Go to securethebigbag.com and I will meet you in the room. I cannot wait to give you hugs. I cannot wait to exchange energy with you. I cannot wait to give you these strategies, honey, for you to get to this bag. It is time. Like, gone are the days of us worrying about how we're going to pay our bills. Okay? Gone are the days of us worrying about self-doubt holding us back. Gone are the days of us thinking that we are not deserving, that we are not capable. You are capable. The only difference between you and someone else who's killing it that you're probably comparing yourself to is that they're showing up. They're showing up. They're executing. They're getting things done. They're pushing things out. That's it. That's the only difference, right? So get out of your own way. Come have fun. Come learn a thing or two. Come get your Zenny on, right? Come get peace within, right? Mind, body, and soul. Let's get that aligned going into 2025, right? And using this event as your step toward the new version of you that is going to kill it come 2025 and beyond. And yeah, let's get this money together, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.
Mi gente, did you enjoy this episode? Are you loving Banking on Cultura? Make sure to subscribe and follow us. Our goal is to grow this community so that we can all embrace our Latinidad, secure the big bag, and never question our cultura ever again. Please also take a moment to leave us a review. I love reading your reviews. Let me know what you are thinking, what guests we should have on, and if there are any topics you would like me to cover. I appreciate you so much for being here. Te amo mucho, and I'll check you out in the next episode.